going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, back at it again, and I hope everybody's being safe, taking all the precautions out there with this whole virus thing. I know it's definitely impacted a lot of people, definitely impacted me. It's kind of hard with the tight schedule right now with everybody working at home and taking all the classes at home, but I did have some time and I wanted to do some videos, and of course I posted this on my Instagram, but I did acquire this 1993 Dragonzord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then of course this is from Bandai, and this released back in 1993. So it does have the Dragonzord. Of course, there is some yellowing, but it does have that 8-inch action figure of the Green Ranger, and I know that I'm a sucker for the classics, I know there's the Soul of Chokin Dragonzord from Bandai that released, I want to say like 2 years ago, but of course, I love the classics, and of course I had to pick this up. So on the back here, you do have some cool photos showing off like what happens when you combine the Megazord, the Dragonzord, and Titanus. You make the Ultra Zord, which is really pretty dope there. And then of course you still have pictures of the Dragonzord there with the power laser drill. And then of course when you combine the Dragonzord with the Megazord, you do get the Mega Dragonzord. Now, which is interesting in this photo is that of course the toys, the Dragonzord is from the US release, as you can see from all the lightning bulbs, and I believe also the Mega Dragon or the Megazord, but the power laser drill, which is interesting, is that it does have a chrome tip, which is not the case for the US release. That's actually the Japan release. It's the same toy, it's just that there's minor differences. Of course the stickers, and then of course the tip of the laser, or the power drill, or whatever, the tail is just all the same gray color, which I'll show you in a minute. And then of course on the side you have the story of the Power Rangers. You have all the different Power Rangers as the 8-inch figure line. You do get like a little bio card there on the side, which is pretty neat. And then of course on the other side you just have a pretty cool story of the secret of the Power Zords, and then of course you see all the Zords that were pretty much in from season 1 to season 2, and then you have another bio card kind of the Dragonzord, which is really cool. So let's go ahead, open up this box, and then we could check out this awesome Zord. Alright guys, so this is pretty much how it is inside. You have the styrofoam kind of insert that holds all the pieces inside, and then you have this cardboard top here. So turn that out right here, and then of course you can see all the components. So you do have the sticker pack with the instructions. So here you have the Dragonzord, you have the missile launching chest plate, the tail, the stomach guard, the power drill base, and then the power drill staff there, and of course the Green Ranger. Now with the stickers, I did order a set of the Japanese release, Dragon Caesar. So pretty much the stickers are almost identical, except like these lightning bolts and minor differences are more show accurate to what we saw, with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So I'm not a big fan of these huge lightning bolts everywhere. I mean, I think it looks a little ridiculous, and I don't know why they did that for the US release. So I am not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait for the Japan version to get here so I can apply those stickers. Now here, let me just show you really quick. You have the Green Ranger, which is a 8-inch figure. You do have the nice gold chest plate there. It does separate, and of course he does not come with a dagger, which is interesting. He's just pretty much a repaint of all the other Power Rangers, just the head, and of course the chest plate is a little bit different, but they all came with their blasters there. So we'll take a closer look at that dude. And then of course you have all the accessories here. You do have of course the Dragonzord here was really nice, super clean. I mean, look at that. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of all these lightning bulbs everywhere, so I will replace those. But really cool, and we'll take a closer look at that guy. You do get the base for the power drill, so that's pretty cool. You do have the tail there. Let me pull this guy out. And like I said before, in the photo, you could tell that this right here is chrome. Now, this part right here was chrome for the Japanese release of, you know, the Dragonzord or Dragon Caesar, but here in the US, we ended up just getting the one solid color. So there you have the power or the tail. And then here you do have the little pieces for the handle when you are forming the laser power drill. And then you do have the stomach guard right there. And then of course you do have the staff for the laser power drill, which is really nice. So really cool. And then of course you do have the missile launching chest piece. I did add batteries already, and so, like, you know, of course that iconic noise and lights when he's launching his missiles, really awesome. It works, it looks great, really clean piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy together so we can take a look at the Dragonzord and of course the Green Ranger. Alright guys, so there is the Dragonzord. Now probably 90% it's complete. Obviously it's missing all the stickers, so it looks a little plain, but I think it looks amazing. I love it. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the classics. I love you know, retro, you know, vintage toys. And of course this came out in 1993, so it's about what, 27 years, 26, 27 years old. So that's pretty nuts. And then of course here we have the Green Ranger, which is the 8-inch action figure that came with it. But of course, as you saw in the thumbnail, the one that I'm really super excited and is probably my all-time favorite of the Power Ranger action figures is of course this little guy right here. And this is the Auto Morphin Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and this is the Green Ranger. Little different this guy is, of course, because he does actually have his dagger. He still comes with his actual blaster there, and then he does have the gold chest plate, just like, you know, the 8-inch. But what's interesting about this guy is, of course, he's the Auto Morpher. Man, I don't know why I have a hard time saying that. And of course, you know, these released back in 1994 during the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So which is interesting, you go ahead, open up the chest plate or the chest piece here, and then you would just put on his non-morphed helmet or just unmask. And then of course, if you want to morph him, you just press down and then he would just automatically morph. These are these are actually my all-time favorite. One thing about the Green Ranger is you can't do it while he has his chest plate, so that kind of sucks. But really cool little figure. Of course, you know, they look really kind of silly just because they got these broad shoulders, and of course their chest is all huge, and then of course the girls, you know, they all look the same. So pretty interesting. But of course, this is one of my favorite action figures. The backside is not very pleasant because you see all these screws and everything like that, but of course the front is probably the best. These guys are interesting because they do come with pegs inside their hands to actually hold their accessories, which is kind of interesting, but because their hands don't have any articulation. So this guy right here, one of my favorite, and I wanted to get him graded just because it's just an interesting figure, but the problem is I don't know how I want it displayed. It's kind of hard, so I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna leave him like that. And of course, he does come with a tattoo that all the Power Rangers, the Morphin did have. So of course, Green Ranger, and you did have this kind of cool little tattoo that you could apply. So very interesting. But of course, you know, the 8-inch does have a little bit more articulation. Of course, the neck is really loose, so I don't know if they're all just like that. It just feels really super loose, but all the other limbs are pretty tight. You know, he does have a bicep swivel, he does have a elbow joint, a wrist joint there, and then of course the hands do have articulation, which is kind of interesting because you can use the index finger there, and then he has the rest of the hands there. But interesting part is that let me just go ahead and get his blaster out, is that there's no trigger, so I don't know what's the use of the index finger, but there is a blaster, and it's really nicely done, really nice mold and everything like that. So that is pretty interesting, and of course they switched it. This is on his right side, and then this one's on his left side, so pretty cool. And then of course, you know, he does have a waist, you know, rotation there, and then of course he does have a elbow joint and then ankle joint there, and then of course, you know, he could pretty much do the splits if you wanted to somewhat. His chest plate does come off, so it's just one nice piece, but of course it's chrome, so anything that's, you know, back in the day, those toys that were chromed, you know, had the problem of shipping. So that is one problem. Of course, the back side, he does have two pegs to hold it in place back there, and of course he does have the Dragonzord symbol there on his chest. So really cool, but it wasn't like that in the show. They just did it for the toys. I think it's just to pretty much make all the toys unison, since all the Power Rangers had that same symbol on their chest. So pretty cool. So like I said, this guy right here, probably my all-time favorite Power Ranger toy, and I know they re-released it for the Legendary Power Rangers back in, I think, 2011. I don't think they did all the figures, they just did certain figures, but I think I'm gonna try to collect all these little auto morphers, automorphing, I don't know. Well, anywho, those are pretty cool, so I'll let you know. I'll probably make a video if I end up getting the rest of the Power Rangers. Now, this guy right here, the Dragonzord, pretty cool figure. I love it. Like I said, he does look plain Jane right now, just because he doesn't have all the stickers. He does have the pre-applied stickers, which is here in the front, and then he has the waist stickers there that have the lightning bolts that go all the way around to his back. And then on the side, he does have this cool little you know, sticker there, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of the lightning bulbs, so I think I'm gonna pretty much replace those. And of course, you know, he does have the chest plate there for the missile, and then of course, like I said, the batteries are on there, and so that's what he does. It does get annoying after a long period of time, so but really all he should have a sticker there, and then of course at the bottom, and I believe he does have stickers all the way around his tail. Now, the tail does have a portion of, you know, like it does kind of like somewhat disconnect, and so you could kind of move it up, and that makes it kind of better for him to stand there, so it's not rigid and then just always hitting the floor. So that is really, really cool that they added that little feature there. But overall, really amazing. I just need to get the Megazord, and then I could actually complete these guys or combine them, which would be really, really interesting. And then of course you do have the staff here. This is pretty much somewhat put together. Of course, I'm missing the chest piece that goes on top here, which I could show you. Really, actually, let me just show you how it looks. So pretty much the way you would do it is just separate the bottom half here. Actually, take the tail off. I think that's what you got to do first. So take the tail off, take that off, separate it here, and then of course this is how you would get into the Mega Dragonzord. So you put this rest of the guy away. This will go here on top. Put that together. And then there is the laser, the Mega Laser Drill Power something. I don't know. It's a weird funky name, but there it is. So pretty much that's how it looks. And like I said, in the photo, it shows it all chromed out and everything like that. So there's that. That's how that looks, the laser drill, which is pretty interesting. And you just take it apart, and then you just go ahead and reassemble the Dragonzord, which I would do. This guy goes here. Let me see. Yeah, looks good. And then the tail goes back, and of course this little nub right here goes at the bottom, as you can see there. And then you can pull this out and fold it up, and there you go. So articulation's pretty limited on this guy, which I've, you know, obviously he could just have his arms go up and down, and that's pretty much it. He's always in that kind of like firing rocket mode, so the fingers are always straight and extended. And then for the legs, I mean, he could pretty much go forward, like straight up, but then the tail kind of gets in the way, so he doesn't really stand there, so you would have to take the tails off. but that's more for, you know, combining them. So always he's kind of like slouched like this. He's always leaning forward, but you know what, that's how he was in the show. He's always leaning forward, you know, just like Godzilla, you know what I mean? He's just always ready, coming out of the port. Really awesome scene. And of course, you know, here is all the instructions on how, you know, to work the Dragonzord, which is really awesome. So there it is, really cool. It tells you how to apply all the stickers, and then how to create the Mega Dragonzord, which is really nice. So definitely these instructions I am keeping because this is really fresh. Not, you know, no damage, no, you know, water damage, no sun damage. It is super clean, just like it was just printed out from the factory. And then of course the stickers here. So I will post that on my Instagram and Facebook account once I get those stickers from the Dragon Caesar version, the Japanese version, and apply it to this guy, because I think it's gonna look really dope. And then hopefully when I do get the Megazord, I will do another video on that guy. I'm hoping to get another mint in box version of it, and then do a video of all, you know, those two guys, and then of course the two guys combined. So, but that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. I think the channel just hit 400, so thank you everybody for supporting me and watching the content. And like I said, hopefully we reach 500 soon and I could go ahead and do that giveaway. But again, thank you guys, and I will talk to you in the next video.